Many of the scores on the platform are driven by the data underneath it that exist in the questions. If you were to click on one of the questions and look at the scores, which would be the point values and the correct answers, you'll see check boxes for correctness, point values that are established to determine at the item level how much that response is worth. The scores use this to establish scoring keys. One of the scores that use this in quite unique way is the percent point score. So you can name this variable anything you want, percent overall, pretend like I can spell pretty well. Copy those as variable names. Those might be used in our reporting tool or somewhere else. It asks you to round this. You don't have to round. You can truncate. You can use banker's rounding, which is a very specific type of rounding. But I'll round this, say, to 1 decimal point. And then on the right-hand side, that's where you choose the questions that are involved. In this case, I chose all of the questions. And what this percent point score does, on a typical test, say there's 40 points available. If I got them all right, I would get 40 points. I can establish a percent calculation of those 40 points. I scored 27. It's going to give me that percentage, which I can't do in my head that quickly. It also does account for items like rating items, where a 5 would be the highest on that scale, that being the highest of percentage. So if you don't think rating scales apply, you would simply unclick those over here and say, I'm only really interested not in ranking and rating scales, but perhaps I'm only interested in items that have a direct correctness in them. So the percentage takes all of the total points in a test that are set at the question level and determines, of those available points, how many did you get correct, or how many did you score based on the questions that you select on the right-hand side. It's not a highly utilized scoring widget, but at the same time, it can be very effective depending on your test.